This episode is going to be continue some work on the command station, laying more track. There's going to be a lot of laying more track in a lot of these videos, and also a little visit to Glasgow Queen Street train station. Cut this control panel out of 3mm MDF, and I've done that rather than cut it with a jigsaw or anything because it's going to be a much better finish. And what I'm going to do is install these backing plates in these positions, so I can mix this up how I want. For now, let's say I'm going to put these four switches, which I'm going to use for turning on lighting. Even I think they're rated at 20 amps, so I could probably put the infrared heater on with these. Anything that I need to switch on and off around the layout. And then of course, moving forward, if I get any, well, I know I will have some lighting on the layout, I can switch it all on from this panel in model scenes or anything like that. So let's say I'm going to install the four switches at the top. These are going to be the 240 volt flip top sockets. And then at the bottom, I could install some USB A ports and a voltage and current meter. But what I've decided to do is I think I'm going to leave that one blank now. So create a blank plate like that. And then I've cut in the side these so I can install the USB and the voltage. I can then at some point on the control panel install some of these to pick the voltage up on the track, so I know if there's any voltage drop or any spikes in voltage on the layout. So I'm going to install these now and then offer that up in this position. There's going to be some jiggling around here, I can see already, but that's fine. So that's the idea of how it's going to end up. But what I'll do is install all this stuff, probably forward wind or play that through a bit quicker, just so you don't have to sit through the whole process, but you can see what the procedure has been to get these plates and sockets in place. Okay, that's assembled. I'm not sure what I'm going to put where. I've just made obviously the slots free for it. So these can be voltage readers from, I want 12 and 5 volt going around. 5 volt will feed the USBs. So yeah, like I say, they can just interchange, and so can these modules really. So that's going to go in here, I think. Well, that's the plan at the moment. Things may have to move around a little bit. But yeah, they're the two 30, 240 volt sockets. Not sure what finish I'm going to use on that, and of course I'm going to have to build a proper structure behind to take the screws and fixings and take the flex out of the board. There is a slight flex in it, but I think once there's a couple of wooden strut supports at the back that are drilled into, that'll be fine. Yeah, quite pleased with that. Fast forward quite a bit on the command station. I've put a divider in here so that this is the area where trains will be controlled from, and this is the area where any work will be done, as I've said before. This has now been painted black, and I have changed the switching around a little bit. Again, I've got no real plan of what I'm going to use and where, but I've got some under cabinet lighting and things that have got to go in, so I shall have those on those flick switches. I've now got the monitor up here and an arm, a swivel arm that I'm going to fix onto that back wall. I'll probably need more than one monitor. I think I'm going to be able to see that just fine from here, so that's good. So yeah, going to put that on the back wall. It'll probably be 2 monitors. Again, not sure yet. And these, I think, are 32 inch. So I should be able to see them okay. I have one of those issues where not one pair of glasses does all really. So hopefully that will work out. Now in here, I've temped in, I want to have, even though it's going to be DCC, a bit of an old school, tactile controller with turn knobs and screens on. So a friend of mine, Chris, will be helping me with that in future videos, as he is much more tech minded on this sort of thing and programming and things. So I'm going to build the box, he's going to do all the program for it, but that'll be coming up. Here I'm going to leave it. Potentially I could have more controller panel if needed, or anything else that I need, but I'm thinking possibly a tablet there that's going to be mounted onto that back wall, and a keyboard and mouse for the mini PC. So I'm going to get that on the wall now, and then start looking at a place where I'm going to have the PC under the counter near the data rack and stuff. that's now in place on the wall. One more screw to get in. Another small job that needs doing. Now I've got the monitor in, I need to put the mini PC in. I was going to put that underneath, but I think I'm going to have it here because it's going to have to be switched on and off quite regularly. So I think this is going to be the best spot for it here. So I'm just going to screw that up here. So that will drop straight into there and have power and everything underneath. And of course that'll click on and off there. So that should work fine. Next thing to get a mouse and keyboard in there. Then I can get JMRI and everything else that I need to operate the system. Just recently I've been looking a lot more at the train stations that I've been visiting and taking a bit of video footage just to look at the weathering, the concrete, the structures, any sort of details ready for when I do some scenic work. So recently I visited Glasgow Queen Street, I think it was, and took a bit of footage, so I'll share that with you now.
Platform 3 for the 1518 Scorpion service to Alloa.
So Glasgow Queen Street. Just looking at the station, track, again, just inspiration, and a visit to the train station of course.
Newmarket and Edinburgh. This train is formed of 8 coaches. Platform. The next train to depart from platform 4 will be the 1515 ScotRail Express service to Edinburgh. Colliers, Croy, Falkirk, Coleman's, Linlithgow, Haymarket and Edinburgh.
There's vast roof spaces.
Formed of 8 coaches. Platform
grimy from all the diesel and oil.
ScotRail Express service to Edinburgh.
All the ornate pillars, dark concrete at the back. Scots rail fence in there. Quite like that with a buffer at the end. It's good. And of course here we still get to see the 43 class. Okay, that brings the end of video number 9. And as of posting this video, I was on around 454, I think, subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. Well on my way to 500, which is, I guess, the first big milestone for the channel. Of course, liking and subscribing will help the algorithms and everything else that gets this video or these videos in front of people, for them to click them, like them, subscribe, dislike them, whatever they're going to do, and then that will help, of course, the channel grow. That will motivate me to make more videos and push me along with the layout itself. There's been a lot of progress over the last week or so. Again, I've been away quite a lot for work, which has taken me to a couple of train stations, which is always a bonus. And yeah, we're just going to continue the next few videos, getting the track finished. I mean, that's going to take a while, but getting the lower level track finished, point motors to go in, droppers, and then we're going to start getting the PC and that hooked up, JMRI installed, going DCC. So there's months, if not years, of content yet to come. So yeah, I'd just like to thank everybody for the like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.